So, Kiana, why are you here today?
Well, this was court mandated, so I have to be here. But I'm here because it's a form of my anger management therapy, which I don't really agree with because I'm not a very angry person. But here I am.
So, how do you feel about it being almost forced upon you? Do you want to be here? How does it feel being here?
It's just kind of like something I have to do, so I'm going to do it. I'm not upset that I'm here, and I'm hoping that even through this, maybe I can get some sort of resolutions to the way I'm feeling, but I'm not upset about being here. It's just kind of like I don't agree with why I'm here.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned wanting to get some sort of resolution from what you're feeling. Is there anything else that you'd like to get out of these counseling sessions?
I think mostly just understanding, I think having someone to understand how I'm feeling and understanding that I'm not a bad person, but also being able to grapple with my own feelings because I haven't really had anyone to talk to.
So if you don't mind me asking, since I don't know much about your background, if you mind sharing, what were you convicted for?
Yeah, so I was convicted for murdering my boyfriend, but even though I was convicted for that, it's something that's been very twisted, and it's been a really long journey because he was very abusive towards me. We had a very not healthy relationship, and he beat me almost daily. He berated me constantly, and I, one day, out of fear, ended up killing him, and I didn't mean to. And I viewed it as self-defense, but it was not viewed that way in the eyes of those who convicted me.
That must have been super difficult. Looking back on it, how long ago was this?
25 years now.
Wow. And reflecting on that, as I'm sure you had a lot of time, would you still make the same decision?
I think that I don't necessarily regret my decision to defend myself. I don't wish that I would have had the same outcome. And being in the place I am now, where I have no one, or I have nothing, and I was in prison for 25 years. That's not something that anyone wants to go through.
So, being released now and out in the world, how has that transition been like?
Hard. Like I said, I don't really know anyone. Mm-hmm. I had a family, but many of them have either my parents have passed. I didn't have any children, and most of my friends that I previously had just don't talk to me anymore. There's just such a stigma around having been in prison, and they don't want to understand that I'm not a bad person because I was there. So I just don't really, I don't know anyone. I can't get a job because I was in prison. It's hard to find housing. There's just a lot.
So it sounds like you've experienced a lot of isolation. Did you have any sort of community within the prison system?
Kind of. We were all forced to be together for a very long time, but that doesn't mean we got along. Honestly, I didn't have the best experience. Prison isn't a good experience, but I was bullied constantly, and so I wouldn't say that I'm leaving there with a support system.
Definitely understandable. How do you see yourself rebuilding this support system now that you've been released?
I think that's probably one of my, even though it's something I of course would want and would hope for, I think I really am trying to focus on getting on my feet and finding a job to be able to be self-sufficient. But I think maybe through that, meeting people, but it's just so hard with people just labeling me as just another person who was in prison because that's not who I am.
Well, it sounds like you want to be very independent. Is it because you think you lost a little bit of that independence within the system?
Yes, and I also think it's being realistic. There's no one to rely on, so I have to be independent.
Mm-hmm. So what steps would you like to take from here after reflecting more today? What do you want?
I think I really just need help in getting on my feet and finding a job, and maybe just also like trying to figure out if a support system is what I need, because even though right now I feel like it's not realistic, it's probably something that I would benefit from.
Well, there are ways in helping you do that. I think one, coming back to more of these counseling sessions, really reflecting on your time in the prison system. It might be hard to think about at times, but overcoming those challenges, even maybe journaling every day about how you're feeling now. Maybe some more feelings will come out over time. And if you're not comfortable sharing some things with me, a journal might be helpful as well. There are some programs in the community that can help you build a support system, help you financially if you're struggling with that at all, and help find employment if those are some opportunities that you would be interested in.
Yeah, we can definitely try that out.
There is a organization called Virginia Cares locally that helps with all those resources, and they are great in providing more of a community for you to get in contact with and help you get back on your feet, as I'm sure it was a hard time. Yeah. And after so long, they're a really great organization that can help.
All right, sounds great.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in.